bright. Way too bright. It just drop off just so. So about that people, I don't know what happened there, the whole thing just drop off. I'm really sorry about that. Then good, I don't know why it just dropped just so. Like next position, they will have to flip their device. This is like a phone now. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. The internet just drop off just like that. Seeing something online stating that Isaiah 53 supposed to 53 verse 5 supposed to suggest something. I ain't saying nothing about other words. This is the end of tell you how kind of foolishness in it. I want to check something up in Hebrews, you know. I wish everybody who was here before came back on. I want to have a discussion with everybody. Anyway, we pushing on. Right, Hebrew chapter 1 and verse 2 has another clue there. Had in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom had appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the other worlds. So apparently Hebrew chapter 1 and verse 2 seem to validate or bring some sort of evidence that there is actually unfallen worlds, right? So you have other worlds. Now I don't know if people talking about other planets size in our solar system or the billions of other planets, but in the book of Job, they are talking about the sons of God. So if they are sons of God, these people are not sinful. They are not sinned. You understand? So it's very interesting to get an understanding of what is happening in terms of other worlds. And from what I understand, because just in our neck of the woods, in our solar system alone, there are many planets, alright? We know about 9 or 10 planets in our own solar system, but there isn't any life in it. And throughout our universe, there are many planets, but we don't have any life on it now. Throughout all the universes and all the planets that scientists would have found over the years using different telescopes and satellites and different things. Yeah, the wider universe, and we have other planets and so on. But I think this thing on a spiritual level, right? Because we cannot transcend time and space to really get to some of the physical planets that we can actually see, but just to get to a place where God have unfallen beings. Because if God allow us to traverse time and space to get to a planet with unfallen beings there, what we will do, we will corrupt them because we are sinful. So sinful man will never be allowed to even see them, because I think it's in a different dimension, in a different time and space, probably a parallel universe. So I don't know, because God is so big and so wide. The talking this is about a multiverse and all these different things. If man can think it, God can more than create it. You understand? Just the mere fact that men are thinking about these things, God can way more than ever created 10 times over, 100 million times over. You understand? There's a song my son likes to sing. I play it here almost every morning, and it speaks about the greatness of God in terms of the amount of planets and so created with just the breath, you know. Yeah, 100 billion galaxies on white television, and the song is such a nice song. All of us in here like it because it really gives glory to what the power of Almighty God, yeah? Yeah, our body was, that's right, our body was changed, and that is why I think it's in Colossians, no? The chapter that speaks about when you change from corruptible to incorruptible. In that instant, in that moment, we are going to be changed forever. That we will now have the ability to traverse time and space almost instantaneously. Because when we get to heaven, right, and in 1,000 years when we in heaven, we will be judging the people that are on earth who didn't make it. So we will now see why they didn't make it, right? So God will have a videotape of everything they do and why God made these decisions, right? Going through that whole process. Thereafter, when that process is done, that will take a whole 1,000 years. We will then have the opportunity now to traverse time and space and visit other galaxies and different worlds and different cultures and different planets and different type of people and civilizations that are unfallen, right? Yeah, 2 Thessalonians 4:16. You'll be changing a picture of in an instant. Because why that is so also is because I did a study here once on the dimensions of the New Jerusalem. Now the New Jerusalem, if I just segue a little bit, is actually 1,500 miles cubed, which means it's 1,500 miles so 1,500 miles in a box, right? And 1,500 miles up, right? The ceiling of the earth is only 60 miles up, and then you break out into space, right? So let's imagine the New Jerusalem is 1,500 miles up. So how the human body will be able to go to the middle of that to worship God? Right? We will be able to just get up and just float through and just go through walls, mountains, whatever, and just go wherever we have to go. That's how our body will be incorruptible when we change forever. You understand? That's why some pastors suggest that when we get to heaven, we don't have no more sex. There's no sex in heaven. So get all you can get down here. Some pastors, one pastor said that to me. He said, well, you don't get married, but you're not in heaven. You understand? So there is no sex in heaven. I don't believe there will be sex in heaven. Right? I'm not even sure if you'll have your wife or your husband. I'm not sure. I have to do more research into that. Right? But I'm just going into the city of heaven to make the point that our bodies will be changed. And to traverse that city and to go out of space and come back down and go up and down and all about in that city and to give you the real idea of the scale of it. From Trinidad to Miami is 1,500 miles, right? So just imagine all the amount of olives, that city coming down and going 1,500 miles. The amount of olives maybe in the dead center, that's not that going 1,500 miles, maybe 750 or 750 miles left, 750 miles right, and making a box, and then going all the way up. So that'll be a massive city, New Jerusalem. You understand? So I believe that there are other unfallen worlds out there that probably have humans. Because why I think they have humans and not some weird looking creature that they show us in Hollywood is because God said, let us make man in our own image. Right? When his Father, Son, and Holy Ghost came together and created human life, it was made after what God looks like. And the only difference between us and the angels is that we were made a little lower than the angels. In other words, we don't have wings, and their anatomy is different to ours. They have a spiritual body, we have a physical body. So they probably already have the changed form that we will probably take on when we get to heaven. You understand? So I truly believe. What do you think? Do you think it have other worlds other than Earth? To communicate with them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's on my mind right now. I don't take out the rest of it. And I was thinking about that, so let's discuss that this evening. Now, it's very interesting that Satan now takes that now and twist it and skew it and make people believe that alien spacecraft and alien ship and alien this and alien that, right? And create a mockery and create his own stuff. And now the New Age movement now is running now with the alien, this whole alien business. And they have put that in place since way back when, in the 60s, when the Americans were doing all the different experimentation with aircrafts and so on. They put that out there, and then you hear about Roswell and this and that and Area 51 and kind of nonsense, right? There was a whole documentary called the Blue Book. Now that alien business is a whole big massive conspiracy because nobody can ever prove. Although recently they started showing you actual footage of little machines or machines the size of a jet craft flying and evading the aircrafts that we have here and going 2,000 miles per hour. They are just accelerating beyond what man can ever produce and not showing how they are doing it physically. And thereafter I was looking at a series on an app I have here. It's called War of the Worlds. Very interesting concept in that an alien force came to Earth and destroyed all the people except a few survived the attack. And the long short of it is, in the final analysis, we realized it was humans that went to space and came back through time. But what they did was they worked out the mathematics and the physics to be able to traverse time and space instantaneously. You understand? So they could go from one point in space to the next in an instant, and they reach. You understand? So them take on to themselves the power of gods, the power of angels. You understand? Only God could operate with that kind of speed. And yet, when I believe it was Daniel was praying, And the Bible says the Prince of Persia kept back the angel Gabriel from coming. That's all. So angel Gabriel coming, but he had a fight to reach to the river to talk to Daniel. When the angel really says the Prince of Persia, which is Satan, he was fighting with him, he don't come and talk to him. You understand? So man has gone way out there with the ideas and their concepts. So that they are hoping that they will be able to develop the physics and the mathematics and the spacecraft to traverse time and space, not just space but time, to traverse time and space instantaneously the way an angel or the way Almighty God will. You understand? So that is where it has reached, and that's where they want to go to. The other angle I am seeing where they're talking about actual aliens is on the New Age movement side. The New Age movement has always speak about these alien beings and so on, and it is so dangerous. That's why when I saw an actual mainstream magazine, and I spoke about this before, taking up that story and the CIA coming out and saying that they have alien beings and this and that and the other, you started hearing talk on YouTube, online, and the big magazines were also carrying the story about aliens are actually real. That is a big deception from the devil. So I firmly believe Satan is going to work a miracle and transform himself in an angel of light and appear from in the Middle East as Christ. And it's all tied into the Jews who has always wanted Christ to come and deliver the Jews, so that they play it perfectly into their hands, and their clerics, their Jewish, the big Jew people in that place there, is saying that he's already here. They are saying that Christ is here. You understand? So if they are saying that Christ is already here and he's already in Jerusalem and is already talking with certain Jewish people, there are Jews that are claiming that Christ is already here, and they will clearly tell you, if they say I'm in the chamber, don't go. If they say I'm in the secret place, do not believe that. But these Jewish people are already saying that Christ is already with them. Which is very dangerous. It's about a Jewish man come out in and was saying that Christ is there already and God has come back already and he's in quietly. Some people are already saying that. I wish I could find the clip that the guy was actually saying that on YouTube. Right? And that's why it goes in to building the temple and all these different things. You understand? So this alien concept is ready to deceive. The alien concept is really to deceive mankind. And I truly believe Satan will come there as an angel of light, and people will buy that hook, line and sinker and believe that is really Christ, which is really Satan. You understand? So we have to be very, very, very careful when we see these things happening. You understand? If you don't know your Bible, you will be deceived. Understand? Because if they're telling you, do not, if Christ told you, don't go in no secret chamber, when Christ returns, the whole wide world will see him. The Bible says, every eye will see him, even those that pierced him. You understand? So that means everybody see him when Christ returns. You understand? So you can't get fooled and get deceived and fall for that foolishness. You understand? But back to the main topic. There are worlds out there that are unfallen and are sinless. God is too big to only have the alpha. So the power of God is so massive, so unbelievable that we can't even fathom it. I truly believe there are another groupings of many, probably billions, hundreds of billions of people, or some other form of life that are not sinful, that exists, that obey God's commandments and do what God says and honor God in every way possible. Right? Because we know are the special ones that sort of went astray from the other ways coming back on people. And for those of you who probably just joined, the Bible seems to suggest that when you read places like Job and when you read Hebrew, right? Job chapter 1 and verse 6 coming down, where it tells you that the sons of God came to give their report and Satan came there with them. And God asked Satan, where you come from? And Satan tells God that I come from walking to and fro in the earth. He said, have you considered my servant Job? He said, Job, he said, why you gonna take me all the way to get Job? Job will curse in your face. He said, not my servant Job, boy. What are you talking about? You know what you're saying? So that's it. Test him out. You just can't kill him. And Job went through, we went through. Lose everything. We got the children, land, cattle, house, everything. Whirlwind fire. Huh? Yeah, turn a leper, all this, you get disease. And he never turn his back on God. He always believe in God no matter what. Right? His wife and all tell him to trust God and die. He never did that. You understand? Oh, this thing right is so small, eh? Oh my God. Yeah, that's correct. I believe that. Correct. Many other universes out there. There's many other universes. I'm watching my old glasses here, but I can't find my good glasses. I don't know where this thing going. And for about 2 weeks, there's somewhere in this house. Where is it? It's got on the bed. I'll check on the bed. I can't find her. That's enough. We can just go back to that old one day. You understand? But for sure, we've thrown to them like different. For sure, I feel it have other planets here, and there are other planets there that people have overcome sin or they have never seen. That's why Satan cannot touch them. He can't tempt them. You understand? And when you read the Bible, there's a text in the Psalms. I'm going to find that text for you. There's a text in the Psalms. Is it actually Genesis? That was Psalms. I was watching a documentary one time and they were saying that what they're splitting the stars with about 3 or 4 lines. Genesis 1:16. And there's anything, man. That one in Psalms. This one there's one dealing with the creation. Job what? 30 much? Job 38. Let me try that and see. Text here again, the sons of God shouted for joy. That's very interesting. Anybody who keep the commandments and obey God is called the sons of God, which is very good, which is very correct. But how do you give account to Job chapter 6? It has to be that there are other beings somewhere else. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came among them also. And the Lord said, "Whence comest thou? Where you come from?" And Satan answered and said, "From going to and from the earth, walking up and down in it." Now, if these sons of God were also from earth, he does about they consider these servants here. He did not. He specified one person, and the Lord said unto Satan, "As thou consider my servant Job, right? That there is none like him in the earth." He specified the earth. A perfect and upright man, one that feared God and eschewed evil. Then Satan answered the Lord and said that Job feared God for nothing. In other words, it's because the way you give him is why he fear you, right? So that is the subject of the discussion. The subject of the discussion, if the sons of God, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Now we don't know if that is on earth or that is in heaven. It sounds to me like the sons of God came and they were all in a meeting in heaven. Satan came among them, and the Lord said unto Satan, "Where you come from?" And Satan said, "From going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it." In other words, I rule there. You understand? So it is very interesting the language that is used here. And I am one to surmise that if it is that the sons of God came to present themselves, why refer to Job? But it can't be on earth, because he said he came from the earth. You understand? So that's why this topic is very interesting and intriguing, because you want now to kind of clearly understand. I want to look for the Bible commentary on this text. See if you get the Bible commentary on this text here. Guys said we can just present ourselves there so. We had to do was an extraordinary meeting and go out. So you know, you come and report what going on down on this side and that side and sit down with the fast self, push up yourself. But I went about so where you from? Where did you get from? Where you doing there? That's what it's saying here. Someone saying here, the sons of God, and they give different texts that have that wording. The phrase following the angels or at all events and incidents in the unseen spiritual world is referred to simultaneously with a corresponding one on earth. They say compare 1 Corinthians 11:10. Cambridge Bible for schools and colleges. Let's see what I see. Right, the holy text. This means there is not that there was. I didn't say nothing. Let's see what Corinthians 11:10. Okay, here we got some text, but I'm texting really back to that, no? I believe I'm not angels. Now all kind of different explanations here. Only one of the commentaries I read so far is suggesting that there are people from a different, from a spiritual existence somewhere outside of our existence. I never read this one here. Man's notes on the Bible, right? Now there was a day Dr. Good renders this, and the day came to deal upon a time the Chaldean Paraphilus as presumed to specify the time and when does it. Now it happens in the day of judgment or in the beginning of the year that host of angels came to stand in judgment before Yahweh. And Satan came according to this, the judgment occurred once a year, and a solemn investigation was heard of the conduct even of angels. In the Hebrew, there is no intimation of the frequency in which this occurred, nor for the time of the year when it happened. The only idea is that the sons of God on a set or appointed day came to stand before God to give account of what they had done and to receive further orders in regard to what they were to do. This is evidently designed to introduce the subsequent events related to Job. It is language taken from the proceeding of a monarch who had sent forth messengers or ambassadors on important errands through the different provinces of his empire, who now returned to give account of what they had observed and the general state of the kingdom, such as a return would, of course, be made on a fixed day, when, in the language of the law, the report of the returnable, and then they would be required to give an account of the state of the kingdom, yada 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 yada. That is what that person is saying there. So he's surmising, he's suggesting that it's actual angels, right? Short boss is saying, yeah, they can't reproduce. Angels are actually created by God. So angels are created fully made. I don't think they don't reproduce. I'm certain of that. Of all these accounts here, two accounts are saying that it's angels kind of the will of God, and one of the accounts on the very top of the commentaries, the different commentaries, seems to suggest it's unseen spiritual worlds is referred to simultaneously with their correspondence one on earth. Right? So it's still a mystery as to nobody can really say for sure exactly what is what. We can only believe in our minds and think what we want to think or take suggestions from the Bible. Now, most of the commentaries are saying the sons of God could be angels. But I have heard pastors preach it as though it's a different people are from on different worlds. Right? Some pastors they use what they call allegory to deliver their points and make their things more impactful. another text that give you the sons of God. But I second to my belief. I believe God has the power to create unfallen worlds, or to create other worlds that would have been totally obedient to Him and would not have fallen. Understand? So that is my conclusion about the whole matter. But with regards to aliens, you have to be careful with that too, because the New Age movement use aliens in the context of spirituality and spiritism. Very interesting point. Yeah, I believe so. I believe they will be able to speak to God the way God spoke to Adam in the cool of the day. God will just come down there and talk to them as normal. You understand? That's what I believe. I believe God will be able to come down. Yeah. I believe God will talk to them normal. You understand? Yeah, I believe they would have been able to speak to God and have a casual conversation with God. Myella Jones, how are you, sir? Yeah, I believe they would have really been able to just discuss things with him, you know, casually and nice. And stuff like to be so. But it's just sometimes the way God has put things is just way to think to Him. To meditate on His word more. So the sons of God come to give report as the Bible commentary and them stating it could be that there are angels who went to do God's work and came back to give a report. You understand? So there's all that could be going on. Hey, Mr. Edwards, boy, I'm glad you didn't get caught up in no flooding business up in New York there. I figure you probably was far away from that. And that place is so big. And I see subway going down in Queens and there, so it's not partner up there, boy. Pressure. But at least, you see, somebody on our life is experiencing Matthew 24 live in front of the face. So he leave here to go and see about business up in the States, take a little vacation, celebrate his birthday. And he ended up in a situation whereby flooding and disaster. I seen some kind of things there on Facebook, and he said, hey, and top of that, 2 Trinidadians drowned. You understand? 2 2 Trinidadians drowned in New York. Was no from right across the road, so from where Connecticut. And right now the family in a mess. Them living down in some basement. And flood water coming. I saw a video there on Facebook there, oh my gosh. Where the man walking through and for deep water, strips him through. And then a whole wall just, like that wall is a paper wall. Just fall down and the whole place full of water. I said, Jesus Christ. Have mercy. Yeah, so I'm so glad all you up there and everybody. Alright, as you see in the chat here, God is good and that is very good. And so trouble we were discussing Job chapter 1 and verse 6, where they talk about the sons of God. Okay, the little was now affected at all. Very good. We're discussing Job chapter 6, we're talking about the sons of God came to present itself, and then the Satan came among them. So I was saying that, is it that these sons of God, is it that they are angels, or is it that they are from an unfallen world, and they all went up in heaven to talk to God, and Satan with the fast have come, and I will say, God said, I will consider my servant Job, and then he went and attacked Job. But the subject is already the attack on Job. The subject is the sons of God came to present themselves. Now, where the sons of God came from? Is it that they are angels, that they are serving God, and went to give a report on what in an annual meeting? But from what I have seen, not Pastor Luna, I can't remember the pastor name right now, but I listened to a sermon one Sabbath with one of those pastors, and they were seeming to suggest that these sons of God are actual people or beings from unfallen worlds, not aliens. I talk about other worlds that God have created that are unfallen. So that's how the discussion was developing, and we was just doing a little research quickly to see whether or not that could be substantiated from the Bible. Now, some people are saying there is nowhere in the Bible that states that God have other created beings, right? And physically, we cannot see any evidence of any other created beings. And people who want the alien theory to be true are atheistic, because they say once aliens present themselves, there is no God, because those aliens would have evolved. Evolution would have taken place on that planet billions and billions of years ago, right? But we know better. We have faith in the word of God, and we know that God created. So the people who are against creation, the evolutionists and them, they want to see aliens bad, because that will now throw the spiritual world into chaos, right? That is why no matter how high the search or how low the search, they can never find intelligent life. They will find only microbes and little things swimming around so in a pond. Because that is what they seem to suggest at a place called Europa, in one of them moons of Saturn, one of them big planets. They say Europa have life on it, but it's not intelligent life that could communicate. You understand? So mankind, the evil bunch of the mankind, want to see aliens arrive. But what I was saying earlier on is, when we see aliens arrive and they say, yes, I am Christ, this is me, that is a serious deception. And there are already people in the Middle East stating that Christ has already returned. The Messiah, they ain't saying Christ, but a lot of them don't accept Jesus Christ. They say the Messiah has already returned, and he is there with them with only high clerics and high people in the Jewish world, those Jewish rabbis. They all them big time rabbis, and them is who the so-called Messiah is with. And he will soon make an appearance. If you watch Walter White has pulled those clips where, but Walter White thing that be so long, so we try to find and isolate it so you all could see. Why the Jews and them are saying that the Messiah has already returned. When we read in the New Testament, Christ himself stating, if they say Christ is in the secret chamber, don't go. If they say he's in the desert, don't believe it. Because as the lightning strike from the east and strike to the west, everybody will see it. Everybody will see when Christ returns. Christ return will be so loud and so audible and everything that everybody will see. Yes, man? Hey, no family, man. No family, eh? Yeah, man. Yeah, Christ's return will be very loud and explosive. You understand? Somebody else can say that. Starting from alone somewhere. You understand? So we have to be very careful because when I see this one, okay. Oh, yeah, I'm saying something. Oh, Tony Unfallen, yeah. Come up here.
Yeah, because
anyway, move off.
yeah, alright.
Mr. Man sleeping, he's sleeping. Alright. He's sleeping. Alright. Boku can go back.
Four.
You move upstairs. I pay fish. Then I want. Man sleeping. You go dream, you fall out talking. Right, right. Yeah, so we have to be very, very careful with this alien foolishness. Now, in recent timing, we saw this magazine, what is this magazine, right? Time magazine have published photos of alien spacecraft. And they have interviewed and get confirmation from certain people in the CIA and so on, and in the US Navy and Air Force and so on, that these alien things really does exist. Now, if alien does exist, God do exist. So all that is a hoax. You understand? I am telling you, the Bible states he will come as an angel of light and he will deceive many. He deceiving me. Yes, I strongly believe some alien business will take place in the Middle East and this man will appear and will solve all world problems. And that is because the alien theory and the alien civilizations is to do with spiritualism. And spiritualism comes from Satan. Hey, but come on, understand? These things are of Satan. So when you see an alien touchdown in the Middle East and it's telling you that is the Messiah reached you, do not believe that, man. Because God will hide him to come no way. When Christ reach here, everybody will know. You understand? But I still firmly believe God is powerful enough, way more powerful enough, to create planets with other beings on it that are unfallen. There are, I believe strongly, there are unfallen worlds that go to go and import what going on them planets. But we cannot see it because they are in another spiritual realm that we are not allowed to see. Let's imagine we take a spacecraft, or we take a telescope, or we take a radio signal, and try to talk with these unfallen beings. What do you think we will do to them? We will make them fall also. You understand? So God set it in such a way that we could never, just to leave our solar system alone is well problem. It takes 40 years for a satellite to send outside the Discovery 1 or something so you mean. It takes 40 years just to go all them billions of miles to reach the edge of the solar system. And when it reach the edge, it reach a wall of fire. It can't pass through the fire. Go and do the research on YouTube, you'll see places. It cannot go through that wall of fire and they send two. You understand? They send one so and they send one so. In two different directions. And when one reach, it have a kind of and he was some kind of fear outside there that it cannot penetrate past that fire. So God has said things that man cannot leave here and go and interact with no other being and no other planet. Because any other being here outside there, according to Job chapter 1 and verse 6, these are unfallen people. Satan himself couldn't go there. The only place he was allowed to go is at earth. And I believe those events, short boss, I will believe that those events would have happened after the creation. You understand? After creation, you say, look, people here that thing, them set up programs and not go and take. You understand? And you come down here and you tell Eve. You understand? That is what I believe. I don't know. I could be wrong, I could be right. I don't know. But that is what the Bible seems to suggest. That there are unfallen worlds out there that we are not allowed to intermingle with them. Right? Because they are in a state of absolute perfection. And I believe God is more than powerful enough to permit that type of settings to happen, to occur. And set in such a manner that we can never ever reach there. You understand? And I tell you this already, tell you this again. Watch where mankind wants to leave Earth to live on the moon and to live on Mars. Watch that. That is in direct correlation to the end of the world. Ellen White said when they run to these different planets, that is when God will come. You understand? None of them will escape. You understand? When they say peace and safety is death and destruction. You understand? So it was nice having you guys here. I've been on this thing about an hour and a half now. So on the open walk. My wife wanna carry you, I'm gonna carry you for a little walk. So I'm sleeping here right? And the Sabbath hour is closed up already. So you close up the Sabbath and I'm good night. And people, I got back an advice to the Moses and Lord, and I will be going live like this for a while again. I'm trying to get the camera to integrate integrate comments. Yeah, to integrate the camera with the live on the computer. I think that is a more better concept where I could be pulling up a text where everybody can see what I'm showing now. I might want to be in a video here this evening. Right? So it's something that we all could go and research and look into with regards to if the sons are men from a different planet God created. Wait. Wait. Ask your opinion. You think nothing? You're looking nice. See, you're glad you're looking nice? I thought you say you want to be in the video. You just come to pose. You just come to pose, right? Right, so for a night for the night, I'm trying to get a camera to do this thing correct on the lip the other week. Right, but if I do it so for now, we will do it so for now. But this way will be going forward for a little while until I get everything I need to put a camera on the computer so that I can show you the text and so on that we discussing on the screen one time. Right, so all let's stay safe, enjoy the Saturday evening. Right? And you can see them kind of thing for a walk. And come back and watch a little TV or something. And you can see. It was nice, it was a nice discussion. I really enjoyed this little topic. I have to do some more research on it. I don't know if we might have a part 2. If I get more stuff to support the arguments, of course we'll have a part 2. Right? Any suggestions for next Saturday evening? If you all want to discuss anything in particular. Anything for another planet? Like God has only been next thing in the trade, see everything.
But if I'm always a big
Alright, see one comment, 18 comments, 21 comments.
nobody is saying nothing about
You all have any suggestions for Saturday night? We gotta check for that clip. Anyways, we'll comment something for next week. Right? I'm gonna do some family time now. Alright, people, enjoy the rest of the day and have a safe week. Later.